Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host, Richard Madeley.
Thank you very much indeed. Hello, good morning and welcome to the first in a brand new series of Runway. Over the next 8 weeks we've got 40 shows to bring you. We've got 120 contestants standing in the wings. Well, actually 117 because 3 of them are sitting here and we're going to check out their passports right away. Let's begin with Chris DC. Flick open his passport. We see that Chris lives in Stockport. He's a telephone engineer and he was actually born in Manchester. Now, amongst the things that you collect, Chris, because you're a bit of a collector, you collect beer mats.
I collect beer mats?
Yes.
Well, I've travelled a little bit, Richard, and everywhere you go, it's a nice memento to look back and think, well, you've put your own glass on that beer.
Your own glass is sat on that bit of cardboard. what would you say is your most exotic or rare specimen?
I've got some from Japan from the 30s, and I've got some from Czechoslovakian breweries and German ones from the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
You pick up and you meet people who are only too willing to bring you their own copies.
You learn something every day on Runway. All right, Chris, the best of luck in the programme. Let's move on to Norma now. This is Norma Johnson. Norma lives in Axminster. Her passport also tells us that she's a housewife and she was actually born in Axminster. And a bit of good news here because you're expecting a baby, aren't you, Norma?
Yes, in about 3 months' time.
That's marvellous. Round of applause for that. Come on, give it a bit of encouragement. Yeah. So how are you feeling? Have you had much sort of morning sickness or anything?
I was quite poorly to start with, but fine now. Well, enjoying every minute of it.
You look blooming now, Norma, I must tell you. And let's hope that all works for you in the quiz. And let's move on to Doug now. And this is Doug Andrews. We look at his passport. We see that Doug lives in Walton-on-Thames. He's an avionics engineer, and he was actually born in St Albans. And in fact, one of your past experiences, Doug, and past incarnation was to actually fly one of the English electric lightnings. Those old fighters.
That's right.
They were supersonic, weren't they?
They were, yeah, that's what I was doing. Well, I mean, to say that I was flying it is more of the fact it was flying me, because I was hanging onto the pole and the autopilot was doing the work.
It was the autopilot, was it?
Yes, it was better at it than I was, so they let it do it.
Yeah. So how fast were you going?
About 1,100 miles an hour.
So that's about 400 miles an hour faster than the speed of sound, isn't it?
Something like that,
yeah.
Yes.
Do you actually feel anything when you go through the sound barrier?
Well, you felt a slight rumbling. It's like going over a bumpy road, but after that it smooths out when you're leaving all your turbulence and slipstream behind.
So you're responsible for half the St Albans glass windows being
That's right.
Yes. All right, Doug.
The bill
nice
comes
to meet
in
you.
next week.
Yes, good luck to you all. Now let's move back to Chris. Now, Chris, as ever, with all our contestants, we ask you to bring in a photograph of yourself and... oh, there you are. Well, goodness me, you look as if you've got blue blood in that picture. Very wistful. How old were you when that was taken?
Just over a year old.
Just over a year. Yeah. You've got beautiful eyes, which are hidden now behind the specs. You ought to get contact lenses. You've got wonderful eyes. Hasn't he? Hasn't he got nice eyes, don't you think? I don't fancy him. Don't get me wrong. You know, I just think I think it's important for men to know when another man's attracted. All right, never mind. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the newspaper that was published the day that Chris was born. It's the Daily Mail. Now, I wonder if a new breakfast cereal was served in the hospital where you were born. It was Quakers. Quaker were advertising a puffed wheat cereal which was shot from guns and then exploded to 8 times its normal size. A bit like Norma, really, at the moment. And television's secret viewer research station had told the BBC that repeats were unpopular with its viewers. The Mail held a ballot and came up with the same conclusion. If we're lucky, they said, second showings will be stopped entirely. No more repeats. Oh, yeah? Where have we heard that before? All right, so, Norma, how old do you think that makes Chris?
45.
45, all right. Doug, what would you say?
A little less, 42, say.
42. It is the glasses, you know, Chris.
It is actually.
They don't do anything for you, because you are, in fact...
40.
40. 40. So you both put years on him, but you only put a couple on, Doug, so you will get the 2 points. Chris, here we go then. 3 questions on your year of birth, which was
1950.
1950, right. The visiting cricket tourists were playing Leicestershire the day that you were born. The tour captain was John Goddard. Where were they from?
India.
Afraid not. It was the West Indies. The West Indies. Never mind. At 3:45, the day you were born, BBC Television was showing which children's puppet with his friends Teddy and Looby Loo?
Andy Pandy.
Yes, Andy Pandy. You get 2 points. I bet it was a repeat. And finally, which future socialist president was appointed Minister for Overseas Territories in French cabinet changes announced that day? He was the future socialist president.
Pierre Laval.
No, it was Mitterrand. Never mind. At the end of that round, Chris, you've broken your duck. You've got 2 points. And we move down the line to Norma. All right, Norma, let's look at how you used to look many a year ago. Oh, it's a lovely picture. Lovely. Was that taken at home?
Yes, it was one of those visiting studio
Oh, that's right.
That come round
they used to
every
come
so
round,
often.
yes. Yeah, well, they did a good job on you. That's a lovely picture. Got a bit more hair now, of course. Let's have a look at the newspaper that was printed the day you were born. We've got the Mail again. And will she, won't she marry him? Anne Hayden, the British tennis star, hadn't yet confirmed whether she and Pip Jones would marry, but rumour was rife that she would. And Britain was at last to have a national theatre which would be situated on the South Bank in London. That decision had been made. So a couple of good clues there, I think. Doug, where does that put Norma in terms of the passing of years? How old is she?
32.
32, OK. And Chris?
28.
28. One of them is spot on. Who is it, Norma?
Chris.
Yeah, because you are 28. Yes, OK. So, Chris, you get the points and a glow of satisfaction from being bang on target. Doug, honestly, you're putting a lot of years on people today.
I
Got
know,
to stop. It's got to stop. All right, Norma, here we go. 3 questions on the year 1962, isn't it?
That's right.
Right. In the births column was an actor born the previous day who appeared as Dustin Hoffman's brother in Rain Man and a disabled Vietnam veteran in Born on the 4th of July. He is?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. You get 2 points. A new British musical called Blitz was playing at the Aldwych Theatre. Who wrote it?
No, it's gone.
No. Well, you can go in on the buzzer, Doug, or Chris, if you want. Yes, Chris?
Lionel Bart.
Yes, Lionel Bart. Well done. You pick up 2 bonus points. Finally, Norma, it was announced that all new cars had to be fitted with safety belts. In which decade did it become compulsory to wear them? Which
The
decade?
1980s.
Yes, the 1980s, and you get 2 more points. Well done. Let's move on down to Doug now. Doug Andrews, there he sits. Fine figure of a man for the 90s. How was he some time ago? Who cut your hair, Doug?
I don't know. He was wearing a blindfold when he did it.
Looks like it's been painted on. Anyway, there you were. Beautiful little boy, actually. Beautiful little boy. About 2 years old, I guess, there. And here's the newspaper that was on the streets when you actually were born. It's the Times. And the paper published on the day that you came into the world, Doug, is particularly precious because on that day, the government brought in restrictions on newspaper publishing to conserve paper supplies. School playgrounds all over the country were designated as collecting centres for waste paper. And Cadbury's were at that point promoting their chocolate as a high-energy snack for busy workers. All right, 2 clues. Chris, how old is Doug?
53.
53, OK. And Norma?
A year younger, 52.
52. You are, Doug, in fact.
Big 5-0.
The big 5-0. You're 50, so they've got their own back a bit on you there. But you were closest, Norma. You're only 2 years away, so you pick up the points, 2 points. And Doug, here we go with 3 questions on 1940, year of your birth. In which country was the United or Unionist Party, led by General Smuts, doing well in by-elections?
South Africa.
Correct, 2 points. There was a review of a crime novel where all the characters were killed. It was off an island off Devon. Now, the book is now known as And Then There Were None. Who wrote it?
Agatha Christie.
Right, 2 points. And there was a large picture of the tranquil village of Kersey by moonlight. In which East Anglian county is Kersey?
Lincolnshire, I think.
Bad luck. It's not that, it's Suffolk. Suffolk. Never mind, at the end of that round, Doug, you've got 6 points. So is Norma, so is Chris, though. It's level pegging. Right, neck and neck after the first round then. So Chris, we'll start with you and your departure board this morning. Let's look at the picture. That means towns and cities. Can we see the answers, please? Right, they're all thoroughfares. So match up these questions to those answers and you're on a winner. The What of San Francisco was a TV series starring Michael Douglas and Carl Malden.
Streets.
Correct, 2. Jean-Paul Sartre wrote 3 volumes of novels under the title The What to Freedom, which were later serialised on telly. The What to Freedom.
Path to freedom.
Not The Path to Freedom, no, try again. Think bigger.
Ways to freedom.
No, bigger. Think Roman.
Roads.
Yes, The Roads to Freedom, well done. What is the surname of the actor brothers Beau and Jeff?
Bridges.
Correct. The oldest quarter of Brighton is known as the what?
The roads.
No, not the Rose.
Oh.
Try again.
The avenues.
Not the Avenues.
Let's go for the groves. Don't tell me that.
Well, I have to tell you, it's not the Grove, so it has to be. Yes, well done, it's the Lanes. Yes, terrific. All right, Chris, at the end of that round, you've scored 14 points. All right, let's see if Norma can do a bit better than that. Norma, let's look at your departure board this morning. And that picture means military ranks, so let's have a look at the answers. Yes, as I say, they're all ranks. So here we go with your first question, first of 9. H.C. McNeill, creator of fictional hero Bulldog Drummond, wrote under which pseudonym?
Gunner.
Not Gunner. Try again.
Captain.
Not Captain. I think one could say you'd be right. Sapper if you didn't get this one.
Sapper.
Yeah, Sapper, OK. We give him a bit of help, as you can see, just at the beginning. It gets rougher later, don't worry. Whose progress was charted in the 1956 film starring Ian Carmichael?
Private.
Yes, private's progress. In Stevenson's Treasure Island, which establishment was run by Jim Hawkins' parents?
The Admiral.
Yes, the Admiral Benbow. Gary Cooper won an Oscar for a 1941 film in which he played a hillbilly war hero called Who York?
Major.
Not Major. Try again.
Colonel.
Not Colonel. Think Stripes.
Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant. OK, so we're left with Brigadier up there, and I'm not going to make it that easy, so I'll chuck that question out and ask you a general one about military ranks. In the 1982 film, An Officer and a Gentleman, who played the male lead opposite Deborah Winger?
Richard Gere.
You've had the 2 heartthrobs today, haven't you? And you get the extra points there, so that takes your score, Norma, to 16. Well done. OK, let's move on down the line now to Doug. Doug, it's your turn to go on the departure board. Let's have a look at your picture. And that means the countryside, so can we see the answers? Right, there are all kinds of sort of watery positions that you might find in the countries. Here we go with your first question. Beecher's what is the 6th and 22nd fence on the Grand National course?
Brook.
Yes, Brook. What was the real surname of the artist known as Canaletto?
Canal.
Yes, it had to be really, didn't it? Which Jeff's most successful hit record was Hi-Ho's Silver Lining?
Beck.
Yep. One of King Arthur's knights was known as Lancelot of the what?
Lake.
Yep. Which How is a famous beauty spot in the Lake District near Coniston?
Town.
Yes, you're right again. What of No Return? What of No Return is the title of a film starring Robert Mitchum and Marilyn Monroe?
River.
Yep. The real name of Paul Jones, one-time lead singer with Manfred Mann, is Paul what?
Ford.
Not Ford. Try again.
Not Pond.
It is Pond, yes, it is Paul. I know. No wonder you changed it. Yes. OK, so we're left with Pool there, so we'll cast that one aside and ask you a general question about features, watery features of the country. What is the longest river in the UK?
The Severn.
Yes, it is the Severn. 2 more points, and at the end of that round, Doug, you've scored 22. Well done. All right, so there's just 8 points separating top from bottom, so we'll go on to the on the buzzer round now. This is your shared departure board, so let's have a look at the picture. That means food and drink. The answers, please. Right, 9 different types of food, 9 different questions to match up on the buzzer. Whitstable natives are a kind of what? Doug?
Oyster.
Oyster is right. In Alice in Wonderland, the Griffin and the Mock Turtle invited Alice to dance the what quadrille? Doug?
Lobster quadrille.
Yes, you're in very fast now. The 1968 spy thriller starring Lawrence Harvey and Tom Courtenay was A Dandy in... Yes, Chris?
Aspic.
Correct. Cold What reached number 14 in November... Yes, Chris?
Cold turkey.
That's right, and 69 for John Lennon. London's Billingsgate Market is associated... Yes, Norma?
Fish.
That's right, with the sale of fish. In the film Cool Hand Luke, what did Paul Newman... Doug?
Eggs.
Good guess, that's right. He ate about 30 eggs, didn't he? By what name was the lovable schoolmaster in James Hilton's... Chris?
Mr. Chips.
That's right, that famous novel known to his students as Mr. Chips. What was the surname of the brother and the sister best known... Norma?
Lamb.
Well done, well done. Known for their tales from Shakespeare. Some good interruptions here, and we have a bit of gravy up there, so we'll wipe that off the plate and ask you a general question on food. Food, Glorious Food, is a number from which hit musical, Norma?
Oliver.
Yes, you got there just in time. We all knew that. So a round-up of the scores at the end of that shows that, Chris, you're in 3rd place with 20. Norma, you're just ahead with 22, but Doug, you're on the lead with 28. Well done. Right. We will give them a little breathing space now. We'll try and sell a few products in the advertisements. And before we do that, I'll ask you a quick question just for you at home. Let's look at the flag this morning. And that be the flag of France. So you want a question on France? And here it is. Ready? King Francis II of France was the first husband of which British queen? No, Doug. No, 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 no. This is a question for people at home. Now, you're not at home this morning, Doug. You're here in the studio. Tell you what, we'll come back and we'll see if Doug knows the answer after the break. very much indeed, and welcome back to part 2 of Runway. Now, the question that I asked you exclusively at home before the break was King Francis II of France was the first husband of which British queen? but Doug couldn't wait to get in. Doug, the correct answer is?
Mary, Queen of Scots.
Yeah, he knew it. He knew it. You get a round of applause. And you lose 2 points for screwing up the game, Doug. So no. We'll keep the score as it is. Chris, Norma and Doug, this is the Dirty Tricks round. As you know, this is where I'll ask you 15 questions on the buzzer. And if you get the answer right, then you can either knock 4 points off the score of one of your opponents or keep 2 points for yourself. And as we say over and over again, the best thing to do is to knock the 4 points off. That way you win, even though you do maybe sacrifice a little bit of conscience on the way. So if you're ready, here we go with the first of 15 on the buzzer. Sir John Tenniel illustrated which famous children's book? Chris?
Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, in 1865. What are you going to do?
Doug.
Doug, you come down by 4 to 24. Oh, you've got a friend, Doug. If a person is described as mendicant, what type of person are they? Yes, Doug.
He's a scrounger.
Yes, a beggar. Right. Who's coming down?
Chris.
Chris. Oh, right. Chris comes down to 16. I should advise you that tactically it's always better to go for the person who's in the lead, but you do what you want. In Ireland, what is a shebeen? Doug.
It's an illegal pub.
Yes,
A
a legal drinking place. And?
4 from Norma.
Yeah, sorry, Norma, this time you do suffer. Down you come to 18. Ah, yes, I know, yeah. On a piece of sheet music, what would metronome markings indicate? Yes, Norma?
Musical timing.
Yes, or the speed. Right? Who's losing?
Doug.
Doug, down you come by 4 to 20. In which Marilyn Monroe film does a husband have to decide whether to remain faithful or have an affair with a neighbour? Go on, scratch your heads on this one. Yes, Norma?
Some Like It Hot?
No, not Some Like It Hot. So 2 to Doug and 2 to Chris. I tried to give you a clue. It was 7-year itch. 7-year itch. 10 to go. Which saint is traditionally upheld as being the author of the Acts of the Apostles? Chris?
St. Paul.
Bad luck. Good try, but no, it's Luke. So 2 to Norma and 2 to Doug. What form of relaxation is abbreviated as TM? Norma?
Transcendental meditation.
That's right. OK. Now who's going to come down by 4?
Doug.
Yeah, sorry, Doug. You come down to 20. Cackles from the audience. Now owned by the National Trust, Clouds Hill in Dorset was once the home of which British soldier and writer? Clouds Hill. Yes, Norma?
Duke of Wellington.
No, bad luck. It was T.E. Lawrence, Lawrence of Arabia. 2 to Doug, 2 to Chris. On we go. In which film did Michael Caine play Lieutenant Gonville Bromhead? Doug?
Zulu.
Zulu is right. Who's coming down? Who's the
Couldn't
biggest
do 2
threat?
each, could I?
No, you can't do 2 each, I'm afraid.
Chris, please.
All right, Chris, you come down to 16. In 1808, Napoleon's brother Joseph became king of which European country? Chris?
France.
Spain. 2 to Norman, 2 to Doug. And there are 5 to go. It's anyone's game. What was the better-known name of Elizabeth Cleghorn, author of the novels Mary Barton and Cranford? Chris?
Mrs. Gaskell.
Is right. I presume it's Doug, is it?
Yes, Doug.
Yes, sorry, Doug. Down you come to 20. 4 to go. What word describes the process of stamping or pressing a raised leather on such materials as leather? Norma?
Tanning.
No, I was going to say leather, paper, wood or metal, and it's embossing, so 2 go to Doug and 2 go to Chris. Very close with 3 to go. Which is England's highest mountain? Norma?
Ben Nevis.
No, that's Scotland's. Scafell Pike. Or Scafell Pike. So 2 to Doug and Chris and 2 to go. In which television series would you find the character Lord Percy Percy? Yes, Doug.
Blackadder.
Blackadder, yes.
Norma, please.
Yes, sorry, Norma. Down you come to 18. Well, this is the last question, so it's still open. What was the second forename given to the Duke and Duchess of York's daughter Eugenie? Chris?
Louise.
Not Louise. It was Victoria. 2 to Norma, 2 to Doug. That means Doug's won. Well done. So that was a hard-fought game, but Doug really maintained his ascendancy most of the way through. So Chris and Norma, we have to say ta-ta to you. Thank you very much for coming and playing the game. You don't leave empty-handed. You leave very full-handed, actually, because you take with you the enormous chronicle of the 20th century, plus the newspaper that was published on the very day that you were born. Not a copy, the real thing. Hope you enjoy reading those. And a round of applause for the losers, please. But let's now see if Doug has what it takes to take off from the runway. Right, all right, Doug, let me give you a bit of sort of psychological support here. As you know, you've got 75 seconds to answer 9 questions correctly, and each time you get 3 right, I stop the clock and you can change destination. But do expect to get quite a lot wrong. People who win on this game tend to get a lot wrong, they pass on quite a lot, but they just get those key ones right as they go through, and If they keep their bottle, they take off from the runway. If you do win, where would you like to go? Where could we send you?
America.
You'd like to go to the States?
Yes.
Well, that's interesting, because the first country, as you can see at the end of the board, is in fact the good old US of A. So with 75 seconds on the clock, if you're ready, we're ready, and we'll start the clock. Now, which 20th century American president married Barbara Pierce in 1945?
George Bush.
Correct. Who had a hit in 1972 with the song American Pie?
Pass.
Don McLean. Which sport is played in the United States by the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots?
Football.
Yes. Which American state is nicknamed the Empire State?
New York.
Correct. Stop the clock. Very good indeed. Right, 58 seconds up there on the clock. You've done very well with the States. Would you like to move to Belgium or stay with America?
I'll go with America,
You'll
please.
go with America. Yes, I think you're right too. It's a good strike rate so far. So here we go again. If you're ready, we're ready, and we'll start the clock. Now, Chris Evert won the ladies' singles title at Wimbledon in 1974 and 76. Which American player won it in 1975?
Pass.
Billie Jean King. Which American actor rejected his Oscar in 73 in protest at Hollywood's degradation of American Indians?
Marlon Brando.
Correct. In which year did Ronald Reagan win his second presidential election?
84.
Correct. In 1986, President Ferdinand Marcos of the Philippines fled to which American state?
Hawaii.
Correct. Stop the clock. Good stuff. Nice and cool. 35 seconds left on the clock. Now, you can either stick with the USA or you can move on to New Zealand. I know what I'd do.
I'm going to do the same. Stay with America.
You'll stay with America. I think you're absolutely right to. Right, you've got just over half a minute then to get 3 more correct. Don't be surprised if you have a bad run, but the way it's going, you might get all 3 right in a row, but we hope you do. I'm sure you'll do it. Fingers crossed for you. And if you're ready, we're ready. We'll start the clock. Now, in the film world, who played the American hero Indiana Jones?
Harrison Ford.
Correct. In the early 1970s, by what name were the officers of the Democratic National Committee in Washington better known?
Creep.
No, Watergate. In the film Back to the Future, which make of car was used by Dr. Emmett Brown in his experiment?
Pass.
DeLorean. In which American state is Hartsfield International Airport?
I know it, but pass.
Georgia. In which city would you find the Verrazano Narrows Bridge?
New York.
Correct. Big Daddy Pollitt is one of the central characters in which play by Tennessee Williams?
Cat on a Hot Tin.
Yes, it is! Cat and Oxen Roof. Right. Okay. Can we have the crash team, please, for Norma, who I think is going into labour at this point, which we need to stop.
So am I.
And in fact, Doug's had a baby as well. Isn't that nice?
Keep pushing.
Bye. 1 second left. That is that's close. Actually, I was going to give you an extra second had we gone over, because I did fumble slightly on a question. And if I do that, then I will always give a little bit of extra time. But I don't think we could have got another question in if you passed on that one.
I got that close there.
There it is. Look, 1 second on the board. That was pretty exciting, wasn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think you deserve another round of applause, don't you? Go on, give him one more. Right. Any particular point in the States you'd like to go to? Any destination you have in mind? Big place?
I've been to San Francisco. It's a super place. I'd like to go back there sometime. Yes.
It's still in a bit of a mess, apparently, because of the
it's a bit knocked about. A friend of mine was there recently, but it's getting better.
It's getting back to normal. OK, well, Doug, I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time, and I know San Francisco at any time of year is a good place to be. Thanks very much for coming along. Thanks for playing the game. A great win. It's nice to get it that close, but I'm glad you did it. Chris and Norma, thank you for playing. You were good contestants, and hope you enjoyed the programme at home. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 9:25. So until then, and possibly a little bit sooner, I'll be seeing you. Bye for now.